I've just gone and bought this cheap little Fiat 500 spares and repairs, but it's not the first time this car's been on the channel. 3 years ago, I hired a trailer and hit the road for the first time to pick up what would become one of my favourite project cars. It was a purple Fiat 500 straight from the Salvage auction. It was the first Fiat 500 ever to feature on my channel.
Babe, it's moving!
It came with full dealer service history and only 41,000 miles on the clock, and it looked like a solid straightforward repair. It was a category N with hardly any damage. Just the front end needed a bit of TLC. The car did throw up some unexpected surprises, but nothing I couldn't handle. Once it was cleaned and prepped for sale, it literally took 3 days to sell. This was the quickest sale I've ever had and probably my best project to date. So when I received a text message asking if I would like to buy it back, I couldn't resist. My hand was already reaching into my wallet. After all, I knew how good this car was and how quick I sold it the first time round. But this time it's back as spares and repairs. Have I made a mistake?
So let's find out why this car is spares and repairs. So let me actually show you how bad this car actually is. If I can get it started. Right, second gear.
You don't need to put it up for second gear.
Second gear. No gears behind it. There you are. Go reverse. Well, that's my second. And see first. Oh, wait a sec guys, let me just pull off. Now you've seen how bad the gears actually are. Let's get in the garage and take a closer look.
So as you probably guessed, the Fiat 500 is spares and repairs due to the fact you can only get second and reverse gears. Nothing else works, the clutch pedal is really low and it doesn't feel like it's engaging the gears.
Sounds absolutely atrocious.
I'm hoping it's just a clutch at fault. The last thing I want to be doing is replacing the gearbox. Although they are common to fail on these cars, this one has only done 51,000 miles, so I seriously doubt it's the gearbox. Right, now the car's up on the ramp. I've got it up there. It's all original. It's exactly how I left it, to be fair, when I sold it the car. That's still the original battery that's on the car. So let's take that off and charge it. But before we do that, I want to show you underneath the car to show you how good this car is. It's got a brand new exhaust on there and flexi. It's all really clean. She recently had, there's receipts for lower arms. She's had a ton of receipts for work done on this car. And she's only done 10,000 miles in it since I sold the car in 3 years. The only issue is this sump is leaking. It's not a big problem. I'm just going to take the sump off, seal it back up and put it back on. You know, these are common to leak from there. Tread on our tyre, it's nice. Tread on that one's good as well. Tread on that one's alright. And this is still the Goodyear tyre that was on the car when I sold it. I think all the rest of them. So these are probably still all the original tyres. So in 3 years, that's lasted. I remember that because that was the only Goodyear tyre on the car. It is Goodyear, which I think is still the original tyre for the car. All the lower beam is nice, it's not too bad. A little bit crusty there and there. Apart from that, it's really clean. All the coil springs are all okay. Like I said, brand new back box and exhaust going all the way through. So that's all done. So that is the underneath of the car. I want to check them cables just to make sure that the cables are not snapped to go into the gearbox, because normally it's a common issue for them to snap. So we want to get the car down, we can check them cables, and I also want to put that battery on charge as well. Let's get started. Go on then, get it, lower that car down enough for you to get in by.
Is that alright for you, Mr. Salvage?
No, below it.
I don't want to see people in the comments saying I don't do nothing, because look at this.
I'll do it.
Thrilling stuff. Oh, look.
Done. Right. What I wanted to do now is... Right, actually, before you get in there, Tom, and make yourself comfy.
It's already in there.
What we'll do is we'll disconnect this battery first. So we'll give...
Oh my god! That's right. I can't remember what you were saying.
Right, what we need to do is disconnect this battery, move this tray out of the way so we can actually see the gear linkages. So when you go in like that, we can actually see
Right.
behind there. Alright, so we need to remove this battery first. So are you going to crack on with that as well?
What now?
Taking this battery out.
Oh, I've done enough for that.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm joking, I'll take it out. You got the most...
Towards the windscreen.
Don't record this yet.
I am.
You need to make sure I look good on the camera, man.
Wait, why are you hiding? Because you need to... You're like...
I do, you already...
You're like, they can't see nothing.
You know what?
Careful now with that. Right. Get in there.
How though? This
Let me
is what
look.
I mean, you're giving me the most silly jobs. Isn't this the most impressive bit you've ever seen in a car?
So the one thing I've noticed was this black box attached to the side of the battery. It was still wired into the battery terminals and was receiving power. For some reason I didn't remove this the first time I had the car. After doing a little research I found out that it's a satellite controlled meta system, which basically means it's a black box for the car insurance. Safe to say it won't be going back on the car. So by removing the battery and the battery tray, that will give you good access to the gear linkages. I just want to make sure that there's nothing broken or snapped.
Tom's in the car. What we're going to do now is I just want to check to see if these gear linkages are okay. Going from here back into the... So this is what the gear stick is attached to. And I've also wanted to dip the clutch as well, just to make sure the slave cylinder is working as well. And whether you can see that. So first of all, I just wanted to dip the clutch, Tom, for me. Is that you slipping off the pedal, is it?
No, I was seat.
Okay, do it again for me, just push the clutch in and out for me. Right, go on, do it again for me. So that is working, so the clutch is going in and out. So I wanted to try and put it into first gear for me if you can, Tom. Well, it's moving it, isn't it? Second. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Reverse. Right. Pretty confident these are not broken. That was moving that. Okay. Right, let's try this bad boy. Let's see if I can get this one out. See if I can get it to grip.
Well, that is gone then, haven't they?
So I'm going to try and use this to undo this. Oh, I think I got it, Tom.
There's no way.
That's how good that tool is.
Ah, satisfying, man. That's not.
Yay! No, they can't see nothing.
Well, safety over camera angles, isn't it? Yeah. Are they all off then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, something else holding it on. Oh! Winded myself.
So just having a quick look now. I think them pads could do with a bit of a change. These discs are okay. Everything is perfect on this. All the suspension's pretty new. Nothing's really rusted. It's all in good condition. This car has had an accident since I've repaired it. She did have a little bump in it. And this paintwork is really flat on here. This wing was the original wing. I'd never replaced this, but it's really flat. Don't know if it shows up on camera. But this has been sprayed. And the bumper's been sprayed again. It is being sprayed and it's quite flat. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. So where they've blended it into this, you got overspray there. Looks like it's primer overspray. So it's pretty crap job spraying it. Look at it, they haven't even taken the badges off. She paid to have a garage do this work, and what they've done, well, I'm assuming, I think she paid for someone to do it. They haven't even fixed the wheel arch liner. It's just they've just cable tied it on and left it hanging. Now if that's a garage, people got a cheek to say about us repairing cars and they leave it like that. Luckily enough, I've got a spare wheel arch liner I can use. So we're just going to take this out anyway because it's got to be replaced. I'm not using this, but we've got to undo these bolts. Pull it off.
Let's go.
Oh, look at it, look. So hard how tight they put them back in, look, snap.
Not having much luck already, are we?
Right, we've got to do the same on the other side. Same again, snapped. Piece of shit. Oh my god, everything is just snapping on this car.
And literally about 10 seconds ago you were saying how good it was.
It is good, it's just like any car. These Fiats like to rust. People like to do them up extortionately tight. What are you doing?
Just me now. Are we recording this bit?
Hey Tom, what are you exactly doing?
You need to stand there now and say it's time to start working on the clutch.
Oh, you got to take the bumper off first.
You're recording?
Yeah.
I thought it would just be a funny bit, that's all.
You should put it back on then.
I'm not
So
doing
it's time to get cracking on the bumper. These will probably snap as well. Yay! Yay! Pull that side and you pull the other side and it should come off, right? Pull it out. Like that. The yank. Like that, like that. It should come out. Good. Be gentle. Hang on. Down. Ta-da. So we need to gain access to that gearbox to get it out. And the one thing we need to do to get it out, or give us more room, we need to remove this. And we need to move this extended chassis leg. So that'll give us the room for the gearbox to come out this way. We also need to remove the drive shaft, undo it there. We're not going to take it out to the hub, but we're going to undo this so the hub can move out of the way, so we can get that out. We've also got to drain the gearbox as well. So we're going to undo this front lower crash bar so we can gain access to these here. So the drain plug for the gearbox is located here at the back of the engine, and it takes an 8mm X. So I'm just going to undo it, and hopefully it's not full of metal filings. One thing I've tried to look at this is to see if there's any metal filings or bits in the oil from the gearbox, and there's nothing. So that is a good sign. There's nothing in there. So hopefully that gearbox is not knackered. So we've got a 15mm this side and a 17 this side.
By disconnecting the hub from the strut, it will enable you to have more room to pull out the drive shafts from the gearbox without removing them from the hub. Normally drive shafts put up a bit of a fight when trying to remove them from the hub. Judging from this car so far, it's putting up a fight with most of the bolts and screws, so I'm not taking a risk.
I've undone most of the hub here to get this drive shaft out of the way. That's hanging on by a bungee. The other side's the same. Drive shaft is out there and disconnected it all here. The only downside is this lower arm, so I've ended up breaking the rubber on it, so I'm gonna have to try and replace that. So we're gonna start working here and do all the bolts at the top, and hopefully we can get this gearbox out. Ready for this?
Of course.
Let's go. So I've just unpinned that there, and that released the gear linkage there. So that's freed up that one. I'm just going to take that one off there. Slide that under there now. That line there. One of that. That's it. Stop pumping him up then. slow. Nice and slow. Perfect. Oh, perfect. Right. So that's how we're going to take that out there. Right. So that's supporting the engine. Now we've got them bolts to undo on the top, and then get this gearbox out.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to hold it with two hands. One to support.
I never use these in my life. I don't know.
What, your hands? Yeah, see from here. Perfect. Get ready. Move his hand. Hold it underneath. That's it.
Got it. Drop it.
Woo! Yay! First clutch removal.
First and
gearbox.
last.
First gearbox removal.
First and last. Well, hopefully the first of many, innit?
No, you don't be doing many of these.
No, I agree with that.
So the gearbox is out. It all looks okay. Hopefully there's no damage to the inside, but the spline is all fine. There's no movement there at all. It just looks like it's got a lot of oil build up and grease. Now this, look how thick that is. So it's built up over time, and that's just really stiff. There, it's not really flowing very good. Everything else looks fine. Right, we're going to try and take out the clutch. Tom's going to have a go at doing that, and hopefully it'll come out and we can hopefully see some wear and damage to it, because I don't want this. We don't want this gearbox to be damaged. I don't think it is.
It looks alright to me, like.
Yeah.
You know, I know what I'm talking about, and it looks alright to me.
So far everything is looking good and the gearbox doesn't look in bad condition. Hopefully it's just the clutch that needs to be replaced. We don't want to be replacing the gearbox, as this will make a massive dent in the profit from this car.
That's the clutch.
Yeah.
What was that? Fell out. Bit of rubber. Whoop. There's a screw.
There was part of my glove.
That's okay. That's alright. There you are. You did that all on your own, really, didn't you?
Yeah, I couldn't really get the top screws. Like.
Don't look that worn, mind. So I don't know whether this is the original clutch. Yeah, it is a little bit worn, but not much. Not to warrant this not going into gear. So I've gone with this Sanchez clutch. It's an excellent make. We've got the bearing, and then obviously the clutch plate there. Excellent quality. What I was concerned about, there wasn't a lot of wear to this. It was a little bit, but not loads. And this, now I wasn't too sure about this plate being around the outside of it. But when I've taken it off, the bearing just falls off, so this has got to be as it's supposed to be. One thing you've got to be mindful of is which direction the clutch goes, and as you can see there, it says gearbox side on this. And that goes in there like that. You're going to need one of these or something like this, which will help centralise the clutch plate.
Now, I didn't show it, but you need to clean the new clutch plate and flywheel with some brake cleaner, just to get rid of any residual oil and any dust that might still be on it. We don't want this to go wrong and have to take it all back out again.
So what are you doing then, Tom?
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know what the bloody hell I'm doing, like.
Go on. Come on then, let's get it in.
Probably one of the most stupid decisions I've ever made in my life. I could have just stayed home in the pyjamas. That's what we should have done.
You should have had a day off from me. Let's get it in. Just get it in position first now.
Such a silly idea.
Yeah, you might want to have the legs up straight to go more leverage and get it right under there like I was. So you spread your legs around it. See how it goes up now, you've got to get it up in between this and into your...
This is so silly.
It's not silly. Just watch that drive shaft there. Right, watch your fingers, because you've got your fingers right there and we need to... Right, so this bit here needs to line up here.
This is a silly thing to do.
You've got nothing to grab, see? That's it. Come on, I'll leave you. But I can't do a lot.
I can't do it with my legs, see, like this.
You're gonna have to.
Awkward, isn't it?
Yeah. Get used to it.
Ow. Ow.
Do you want to pass me that drive shaft a minute?
Put my head on it.
You alright?
Thing is, there's nothing to grip. You've got no leg room. Still don't know how we've done this. Only this one. Living legend. I can't move it, man. Oh, calm down.
Right. It needs to be twisted. I can't grip this here.
This is silly.
Got nothing to grab, see?
What do you think? How do you think I feel?
You got to grab underneath there.
Changed my mind about cars. I said I was really enjoying doing them. This is silly, this is.
Leave it in the car for?
Because I keep it to my head on it. You're pushing that way, but you're pushing the disc, the actual brake,
I know.
in my face. Oh, it's annoying, isn't it?
Yep.
I can't. Do you know?
Sometimes I might be able to lift it from this little flap, yeah. There you are.
Right, sometimes I wonder what's the point today?
You need to lift it up to me a little bit and I can perhaps grab it from you.
Right.
Right, you need to twist it.
Oh my god, is that wrong?
No, nowhere near yet.
Got excited then.
You did prematurely ejaculated there. I can't see the holes where you are, see? Right. So it's resting on there. Right.
Good God.
It's not far off.
Good God.
What's the matter? Are you realising how hard it actually is, you?
It's alright, like I said to you, it's just a few nuts and bolts, isn't it?
Few fucking drive shafts in the way.
Yeah, and the more we move, the more it's going into me.
Oh, careful.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Looking.
Get away from me, man.
Right, Tom, this needs to go
Way up.
up a fair bit, yeah. Just pull it up. And it needs to be twisted.
Ah!
What do you think, guys? Don't be twisting it the wrong way.
God, life, this is hard work, man. Do my arm's falling off? It's just a bone.
Right, I think it's pressed in them anyway.
I don't know.
Let go, sir. You go to the gym, mind, Tom, don't you?
Yeah, it's different type of work, that isn't it?
You're having a bit of a shock now, how hard it is now. It's not in yet.
It's close, mind.
It's just hanging on by a thread, but is it?
I bet it look terrible on the camera. What's that?
Careful now, slowly, slowly. Oh, this is stuck, like.
Is that alright, triangle? It's better than having your ass.
Replace the clutch? Yes. Right, that's it.
Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to lift this back up so we can put the gearbox mount back in, which is this bit. Right?
Yeah.
So, if you jack it up,
With the gearbox back in place, we just need to secure it with the gearbox mount. Then we can finally remove the trolley jack holding the engine in place. To be honest, I've forgotten how easy these little Fiat 500s are to work on. This is a cracking car for Tom to learn on, and I think he's enjoying it too.
Come on! You sec? I think I can finally see. I've earned the right. I think I've earned the right for that, surely to God.
you out. Right, now that gearbox is more or less in, there's a few bolts to put back in, but it's held in place. We need to address this sump. Now, to take the sump out, we need to drop down the manifold. Oh, I could separate it here. I don't really want to be potching with all this. So I'm going to separate it with the manifold at the top. I'm going to take this out as well. It's because I've knackered that lower arm there. I'm going to need to replace it. So to replace the lower arm, I need to take this out anyway. That's yours, big boy. Underneath there, undo them 4 bolts there. I'm going to do this water bottle. Chuck it over there, look. Now I've moved this out of the way and Tom has moved the leg out of the way, which is now over there. We can get to the sump bolts as well, but obviously I wanted to move that leg, so we got to undo this in a bit. So we needed to move the leg to get to that bolt there. We'll do that later. Let's get his sump off next.
I can't see anything else.
There's another two there, look. Just watch your head.
I can't see, man. I can't see him, man.
Let me put the light on for you. Put the light on for you, Tom.
Look at my face. Oh. There you are. Look at that.
Yeah, I saw too much silicone.
Oh, I'm blind as a bat, man. Can't see nothing.
It would be the opposite end, the way you just undone.
Yeah, no, but I know what it is. I can't see it though.
Yeah?
What are you doing?
Can you see it? Can you see it?
Stop.
Hang on.
I'm not that bad.
That's what you like with me.
There's no way.
Come
I get
on.
this.
Come on.
Give me the light.
Yes. So to get to the manifold, we need to undo this heat shield. But it looks like someone's already been in here and done it previously. They might have had this sump off previously, that's why it's leaking. I'm hoping the timing belt's been done. But at the moment, I'm holding my breath. So we got two nuts under there to undo. We've got the airbox to take off. It's the first one I've ever seen where it's still intact, attached to the slam panel. So we'll undo it there and take this off. Airbox off, and then we can get to the manifold. We got this little one to undo there, which is an Allen.
What are they called? Christmas cracker, innit?
What, an Allen key? What crackers are you opening?
It's not serious now. I mean, you never open one like that. I'm sure.
No, you
we
normally
have.
get them in an IKEA flat pack Allen key like that. Right, so you're gonna undo this bolt here. That's it.
It's not really works, that is it? I don't know.
There's no quick method to that. If you turn it the other way,
What do you mean?
so once that's loose, take it up that way, put it that way, and you can just turn it.
Oh, that's a game changer, man.
Now that loosens that lock, so that should come out. See that? Just use another pipe. Come this tight, look. And then it should be one here. Look. So we want to leave this plugged in, but I just want to unplug it. So unplug it from here. So that's all I did. I'll go in the back, push that up, because that clip wasn't enough force on there to push it apart. So that's come apart. So now that can come off the top of that.
It's when it comes down to this tool it is, I can't do it.
Right, trick now. Turn it that way, because it's a ratchet spanner. You can go.
Oh.
Right.
Gotta got all the tips and tricks, man. Oh, that's so much better.
So that's that out of the way. Now we can get to the manifold bolts. And hopefully these don't snap. Now these can snap in the head, or they just don't come out, so hopefully they can come off alright. So these are 12mm studs, and just hope and pray that they come off okay.
Oh, there's water.
That one was loose anyway. Happy days. 3. Come on. Ah. It's a good sign, isn't it? Someone had snapped one of these, Tom. Snap that guy, didn't even do that. Someone had snapped it. It's not good, is it? So, I've managed to undo all the bolts. This one had snapped, but it's snapped by someone else and they've just put the bolt back in, which is not ideal. So now I can lower this down, we can get to that sump. So that was like that and put back in. Luckily enough, I've got one here, so we're going to have to take off this front end and drill that out to put a new stud in it. I don't want to leave it like that, although it was left like that. Now I know about it, I'm not going to leave it like that. So for best access we can take this front end off. It's not going to be difficult, but before I do all that, I want to lower this down and just do this sump, get that done so that's cooling underneath, and then we can work on sorting this out, putting the manifold back on, putting that on, and then doing up all the everything else for the gearbox, and then hopefully we can try it to see if this gearbox actually works. Surprising how much oil is still left in this. So where this sump normally fails is around these parts here, because there's no bolts going through this section, so the silicone normally fails around here, the sealant around there, and you can see there. So when I'm looking at this here, you can just see it's just flaking off. And that tells me that it hasn't been keyed up. So I think this is new. It's fairly new. And it hasn't been keyed up for it to stick. I've done this before, and I've done it with a new one, and I never sanded this down enough for it to stick. So when you put the new one on, it was leaking. So I had to do it twice, and I think whoever fitted this has had the same issue. Right, I have cleaned all that up, ready to go. Now this has been, it's like it's got a rough edge to it now, so it should stick to it. And I've cleaned up all around there. So what I want to do now is just change our oil filter while it's like this, put a new one on, and then we can put the sump on and then leave it cure. And then we'll sort out this manifold. So I have a ton of bits, not all for this car, but I'm going to use some of them on it. So we've got a new oil filter here, chuck that on now. And we've got oil and we've got gearbox oil. I've also got in here, just in case we might need it, a new sleeve cylinder. Just in case the one on this car is knackered, I've got a spare one. So we're lucky there.
Now when using the gasket sealant, the trick is not to use too much, as it can break off into the oil pan and get sucked up into the oil pickup. You need enough not for it to leak again, but not too much. This is something you will eventually master with experience, I'm finally getting the hang of it now.
So I've been looking at this front end. Luckily this model is a pop without aircon, so I don't have to take all this front end off to get to that manifold. And what I can do is disconnect the radiator from them 2 bolts there, drain the fluid out because we need to change it anyway, and then I should be able to access that there through the radiator. At the moment the radiator is in the way, but I need to get to that and drill it out. You ready, Robert?
Yeah. Let's go! I can do it. Then. And good with the drill, boys.
So if you look at the radiator, you can see it's dropped down from its mounts. So there's still not enough for me to get in there tidy with the drill. So I'm going to disconnect the pipe there and this one there. Here, disconnect this. Out of the way. Put it on the floor now, guys. Just catch it all. I know, man. If I had an aircon rad there as well, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So that's why I've moved it out of the way. And I didn't want to disturb all these lights and everything else. I could have taken the whole thing off. So now, I can see right in here. So I'm just going to drop this down to there. So it's resting on that pipe there. So it's not going to fall. I'm going to block these holes up, not for any dust or anything to go inside. I'm going to attempt to get that out. In there tight. That is just snapped in there. That's how tight that bolt is. The problem I got is I ain't got access to a blowtorch or anything. But now that is snapped in there. Problem after problem. I knew this was a nightmare job. This is why someone has left it rather than fix it. Right, try again. Punch.
How on earth are you going to get that out then?
I'm going to have to drill it out same. Got some of it out anyway. I've been here for about 2 hours trying to get this out of here. Basically this bit that's broken in there is really strong metal, so all my drill bits are just snapping. It's in there. It's not even touching this metal, so that drill bit is stronger than the metal that was made for these. So getting it out is an absolute nightmare. So I'm going to see if I can get stronger drill bits because I haven't got any more. And I'm going to see if I can get it out. If I can't get it out, then it'll have to go back on the way it was. Unfortunately, I've tried. Like if I had a welder, I could possibly weld something on there to get it out, but I haven't even got a welder. I haven't got a blowtorch to heat it up. It wasn't held on with anything in the first place, so I'm only trying to make it better. If I can't, it'll have to go back on, simple as. That's the joys of working on cars. Sometimes they just don't want to play ball. So I've just gone and got these from Screwfix. These have got really good reviews, and they're good for stainless steel. They're really high quality, high strength, so hopefully you should smash that hole.
What the hell are you on about?
You'd say that, that's what he said, yeah. So it should hopefully get that out of there. Tried and tried and tried, I cannot get that out of there. Them drill bits are not good either. I've tried my best, I can't do it. It was like that anyway, so it's gonna stay like that, guys, unfortunately. If I could weld something on there to get it off, I would, but I haven't got a welder. So I'm just going to clean this up now and put this back on the way it was. It's held on with every other stud apart from that one at the top there. Oh, that's good enough for me. Guys, you can slate me in the comment section if you want. At the end of the day, a garage had left that like that, so no different. At least I've attempted to fix it and not hide it, okay? On this now for, I'd say about 4.5 hours. I give up. It's not very often I give up, and people who follow the channel will know I don't give up. But that isn't coming out of there.
Now this was really frustrating. I hated myself for leaving it like that, but there was nothing else I could do.
So before you all start typing on that keyboard in the comment section, stop. I have gone and ordered this.
I've gone and purchased a small portable Mig Welder from Amazon. Now this is a gasless Mig Welder from Reboot. Now I've picked this up for £100, which I thought was an absolute bargain.
So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for that to come, I'm going to carry on and do the timing belt on this car because it's well overdue, and I'll show you. Now I've already taken off the 3 bolts because I just wanted to have a little look at the condition of the belt. Now when I had the car the first time around, I never done it. It was only 41,000 miles on the clock and it didn't need doing at the time. It's now on 51,000 miles, and that is an indication to do it, the mileage, and I think it's either 5 or 7 years. So it's well hit that. It's hit them all now. So I've had a quick look. You can't really see. We're in there. That belt is starting to crack. So we're going to do this next. That is done out of the way, and then once that's done out of the way, I can try and fix that bolt there and see if we can get that stud out. If I can't get it out after that, then you can't blame me for not trying. So I've got a bunch of parts here which wasn't intended for this car, but I had them here ready. So I've got a pile of parts, and underneath there's a timing belt kit. So this is a Deco timing belt kit with water pump. I've also got in here some gearbox seals if I needed them. I don't need them, so I haven't used them. So in here is a brand new water pump. I've also ordered a thermostat. This car doesn't need it. But I need it for the other one. A new belt. So there's plenty of tutorials on how to do this. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. It's got to be at least, well, it's not far off 3 years when I done one last, so my memory's a little bit vague. So where I'm lucky, I've already taken off the bolts to hold the casing in place. You've got this cable that runs on the inside. Okay, so what I've had to do is, because the engine mount is integrated into this, into the timing cover, and to get to the rest of it, you need to move it out of the way. So you need to support the engine. You can either have an engine brace or support it underneath by the sump. That's what I did there. So I've already, obviously all this is already off anyway from doing the gearbox. So, and I've already moved that leg out of the way to do the sump, and because I've left it off because I need to do the lower arm, don't I? I'm not going to take the rocker cover off. It's not leaking or nothing, but you can time the engine up via the rocker cover, and locking the cams in place, I'm just going to mark the pulley here and the pulley and on the casing there. And I'm just going to lock the bottom. Before I do anything else, I want to slacken off this alternator and move it out of the way. I think it's 2 or 3 bolts you've got to undo to take off the belt. I've got a new belt to go on it. I purposely bought one for this car. All this would be slightly different with air conditioning, as you've got the pipes running through into the back of the engine. These are 16mm. So looking at this, to be fair, it doesn't look in bad condition, but it is starting to crack on the underside. As I said, I have got a replacement one here anyway. These are 15mm, and these two, well, these 3 are 17. Remember now, that engine is supported by that jack. So you've got numerous bolts all the way around the casting. There's one that fouls on this case here. It can be quite tight, so lifting up the engine with the jack, you'll be able to get to it easier. Now if I just try to undo that there, see that's fouling on the chassis leg. I can't get to any of them. So these are 15mm. So what I've done now is I've jacked up the car enough for me to get that socket in there. I haven't got a small enough ratchet. This one is broke. I haven't had a chance to go to Alfred's to replace it yet. I really am lost without that, to be fair. I've had to pull it forward as I'm jacking it up to stop this inlet manifold catching on the bulkhead. You've got to be careful because it's plastic. So I can get to this bolt here. If you had a shallow socket or a smaller ratchet, you could get in there. I haven't, so I've had to just adjust things slightly for me to get that in there. When I'm undoing it, I'm pulling on this to make sure it doesn't catch. So now I've lowered it down, back down again. I can get to that bolt there, which is the other part of the casing. I've got to undo the pulley there, and then I'll be able to take the case off, and then we can tighten the engine up. So when removing the cover, just be careful because you've got this cable that runs along the inside of it. So that goes in there, and that goes like that. Now what I also like about this pulley is you'll notice it's got a little hole there where there's a little dowel that sticks out on there. So when you're putting it all back, it can only go one way. So you ain't got to, you won't worry about putting this on wrong. So I bought this a while ago. Now this is obviously for the Fiat 500. That's what locks the bottom crank pulley in place, and this locks the top. So how this tool works is it goes on there and it screws to that hole there and locks into place. Obviously this is not top dead center yet, so I've got to rotate the engine, and then that'll line up there and that'll lock the bottom pulley in place. So you've just got a line at the back there, and this line lines up with it. So what I'm going to do now is just mark the pulley and the casing in various locations so I can tell if it's moved or not. One of the best ones to do is from underneath here, there. So what I've done instead, that Tipex wasn't really drying, so I just used a Sharpie instead. So I've marked it there and I marked it there. So when I slacken off this tensioner, the belt should come off. We'll change the water pump, and when we put the belt back on, tensioning up, we can just make sure when we rotate it that that lines up there and that lines up there. and it still locks in at the bottom, we'll be okay. So I'm trying to work out if this is still the original belt, and it does say made in Italy on there, so I think it is. Now on first glance it looks okay. It hasn't really started breaking down, which I'm quite surprised about, because obviously the mileage on the car and the age is quite bad, you know, but if you actually squeeze it, you start to see it starting to crack. So to be fair, this has lasted really well. I'm almost sure it's the original belt. But it hasn't, there's no cracking on the inside. So I'm trying to work out if that's original. I don't think it is, but you just don't know. The pump looks old. Is that original? Comment below, guys. Do you think this is original or an aftermarket pump? Do you think this is original sealant or someone else has done this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. It's all nice and clean, ready to receive the new water pump. Now this doesn't come with a gasket, so I'll be putting some sealant around there in a little channel all the way around, and then tighten it up. Right, that water pump is back in. The bolts are torqued up to 10 Newton meters. That's what I've gone off, and I've gone diagonally. So bottom one, top one, then that one, then that one, and then tighten them up around again, just to make sure. So that's done. So now it's time for the belt. I'm just going to nip home for something to eat because I'm starving, but it's going well. I'm surprised how much I can remember from the last time I done it. So I'm happy so far. The other part's putting it all back together. That belt is all on, but I haven't tensioned it up just yet. I'm going to use this little mirror to view where that needs to be and then nip it up. That's all in line. It's all in. So when that lines up like that, you tighten it up. So what, basically this is the old one, and so what I've had to do is you use that tool, it goes in there whilst holding the bolt and doing it up. This, see this square here, goes into the centre there, like so, and that's it tensioned in the right place, and then you do the bolt up. This needs to be torqued up to, some say 30, some say 25, I'm going to go 25. That's 25. Okay, I'm going to take the clamp off the bottom, and then we're going to rotate it twice, and hopefully they'll stay in the same place. Lock it back up, and then put it all back together. So that is the timing tool out of the way. Right, Tom's going to rotate the engine now. Just keep on going until I say stop, Tom. Alright. Right, you might have seen that this wasn't quite level on the sprocket here, but now it is. We turned it around that many times. We wanted this to go in and sit in a centre point, which it is. It's now centred in there. It's all done up underneath. So we just got the cover to go back on, and put all the wiring back in, and then that's the timing belt done. The joys of having a garage now. Mad, ne?
I like the sound of it, I do. Lovely.
Woo! Finally, my eagerly anticipated £100 Mig Welder has just arrived. I can't believe how small this thing is. I hope it lives up to its reputation. If I can learn how to weld, then this is going to open up so many opportunities for the future. I can't wait to get stuck in. We've got it all set up, as in I've just put it all together quick. The only thing it's missing is the eye protection, or the mask, and some gloves. So Tom's going to run up to Screwfix for me, pick up some of them so we can test this out. I want to try and get that bolt out of there, or that stud out of the head. So little things like this, I won't let get in my way. I try my best to make sure I can fix it. I don't muck around in this garage.
Oh my god. Just bought that, mind.
We don't muck around in this garage. Cringe. As you've seen, I bought a welder. I bought it off Amazon. I'll show you all the information on it. Now, this has been doing my head in. Now, before I probably would have left it because I didn't have the confidence to tackle something like this. I'm going to give it a go. I've never welded in my life. What are you laughing?
You look ridiculous, man. Carry on, you look ridiculous.
So I've never welded in my life, but I'm going to give it a try, and that's what it's about, is giving things a go. Even if you can't do it, you've got to have the confidence to give it a try. 5 years ago I thought I'd never be changing half the stuff I've been doing, so why not give it a try welding. I'm going to try and weld a nut on the end of this to undo it, and hopefully that stud will come out. So I've got to try and build up enough weld for me to weld a nut on. I don't know where it's going to go, but we'll give it a try. Let's go!
What a peanut, like.
That is the culprit in there. I have drilled it, I've tried everything, and the bit that snapped inside there, and I can't get it out. I know it looks a little bit off centre, but that's just the outside edge of it, so hopefully we can still unscrew it, and I can even rethread it if I need to. Everything else is fine. I've taken the ECU off, because I know you can spike the ECUs on these. I just didn't even want to take a risk. I've removed it, it's so easy to get to. So that's what I got to try and get out. So I'm going to build up enough to weld a nut on it, and hopefully it'll undo. I'm praying. Please undo it. So what I'm doing is just moving it back and forth. It's got a grip of it, Tom. It's got a grip of something. Oh. So the more times I tried,
the better my welding was getting. But every time I tried to undo it, the bolt just kept on snapping. I tried to undo it hot and cold, but it still kept snapping. I think I've damaged the thread when I drilled out the stud. If I had just used a welder from the start, then I think the stud would have come out. Every day is a chance to learn new things, and I've definitely learnt a lot today.
Just keeps on breaking off. I've left them cool. I've got all these are the attempts that I've made. There's 6 there. This is the 7th time. Now if this doesn't work this time, then I'm sorry, you can't say I haven't tried. You can feel it breaking. Definitely gripped it. You can just feel it twisting.
You can see it coming off.
I'll just be tuning out. Give up, quit, done. I'm done. I'm sorry, I did try. Now you can murder me in the comment section.
Why isn't it coming out, man?
Push.
Yeah, that one needs to go.
Right, we gotta fill that up. We gotta fill that hole full of gearbox oil now, alright? You might be a bit off putting it up here and compassing up here. I don't know.
In that dirty hole from a different angle.
Tom, will not be funny, that looks like something else.
What's it mean? Pumping the gearbox hole, right?
You're filling some hole, Tom, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing, boy. What are you doing?
I'm doing this.
It looks like it's something else. Right. So.
Oh yeah! We won't have a turn this, son.
No.
We're taking turns of pumping his hole.
I just wasted about 2 hours on our welding, so you can do a bit now. So we're going to basically fill this hole until the gearbox oil starts coming out of there. And that is a hex 12 socket. The Fiat 500, the 1.2 petrol, normally takes about 2.8 litres of engine oil, thereabouts. So
Where did you get that information from?
I got it from
Quick Google search.
Okay, yeah, I like a boy with confidence, like. He's putting the oil away and he hasn't checked to see how much is in there.
So?
Or if he's confident he's put enough in.
Should be alright.
Should be. I hope so. His hope's not pouring up the fucking bottom. I I'm allowed to swear once. There goes my monetization. Ooh, right. It's not far off. I think that's absolutely perfect. In fact, Tom, well done.
What can I say, guys? What can I say?
You're a natural like a dad.
Thrilling content! Thank God, man.
Right, so do you think it's going to start or not? Don't forget, I've done a timing belt, we've done the clutch, I've changed the oil, so hopefully everything's okay. I'm going to fire it up and hopefully it'll start with no issues. Fingers crossed. Obviously it's going to run a bit crappy because all this is off a minute. Pretty smooth. Just got to bleed the system. Just check for leaks, and then once it's up to temperature and everything else, we're going to try the gears. Tom's nipped out a minute, so as soon as he comes back, we're going to try it. I'm going to show you this as well. Brand new filter in there as well. So just there's a bleed nipple to bleed the thermostat and that. So I'm just waiting for that to go down. I've left this running for a while now. I've been bleeding it off there. Still bleeding it slowly. It's up to temperature now. Just waiting for that fan to kick in. But the misters are nice and warm. So what I want to do now is get Tom in here to try it to see if this will go into gear. Right, if you jump in the front now,
Let's go. Moment of truth. Moment of truth.
What I want you to do now, Tom, is just put it into first gear and slowly release the clutch. Hopefully it'll go into first. You go in, slowly release that clutch. Slowly put your foot on the brake now and dip the clutch.
Dip the clutch, put your foot on the brake.
Right, see if it'll go into reverse. That goes into first, okay. Second, third, fourth, fifth. Glides into gears, nice. Yes.
I'm impressed. I don't know what to say, I want to scream. We can't.
So, looks like, yeah, the clutch is really nice.
Yes. That's what you celebrating like that. Yes.
No, I'm not. I'm old in judgment and old in celebration because the wheels are going to go back on and we've got to take it out. And once you take it out on the road, that's when you know the gearbox is okay because it's under pressure and then the strain moment is just spinning with the wheels off. So there's no friction. There's no weight or drag behind it. So it's going to move. So the car starts and runs great. We haven't taken it out on a test run yet, but I should imagine it's probably going to be okay. So it goes into all the gears perfectly fine. The timing belt is fine. Everything is running fine on it. I probably will have to change them spark plugs because they probably haven't been changed. So I've got a set there. We'll slap them in a bit. But I need to address our lower arm because the car is booked in for an MOT at 11:15 on Saturday and today's Thursday. So I've got to get this car sorted by then. So it would fail its MOT on our lower arm. I broke the rubber. to fix our lower arm. I'm not going to buy another one. We have got a parts car, and his name is Gollum.
Why Gollum, innit?
Gollum is situated up there. So we're going to go and get Gollum, bring him over here, and he's going to help us out. There it is, you'll notice too, Gollum is a parts car for that. Huh?
What made you come up with the name Gollum?
I don't know, just an ugly looking thing, innit? Now this car has been standing a good while with all intentions of repairing it, but look at it, oh it stinks in here. Right, the handbrake doesn't really hold. Chuck that in there. Right, steering locks off. This one does run, that one doesn't. So we'll get this one out of the way a minute, and then we'll drag that one out somehow. We're gonna have to push it because it doesn't start. Hopefully this one's been standing a while, it'll start. Oh, it stinks. Oh. Oh. Come on in, you dirty old girl. Right, now we should be able to get Gollum out now. It should push easy because it's on this. We pushed it up here and that was a nightmare, but it's on a slope, so we should roll back okay. Ah, great luck. Right, there's no battery on this, so there's no power steering. The brakes don't work. Why Tom's fitting the old suspension back together as practice, because why not on this car?
And Gollum.
Gollum. He's putting Gollum back together so we can move it out of the way. I'm going to crack on and put these back in. You see me take them off, you don't want to see me put them back in. So I'll put these in now and put the other arm in, and that'll be done, and then we can start refitting the front end, put the bumper on. The arch liner for this side was knackered. It was no good, so luckily enough Gollum has come in to play again. His arch liner is okay. Tom's just taken that arch liner off. He's just chucking that one in, so he's got something in there. Doing well, isn't boy?
Try my best.
You and Gollum are getting on well.
He's alright.
So he's just chucking that arch liner in. and I'm going to chuck this one in now. Fits perfect. It's better than having that broken one in there. It's all nice and tidy now.
Column, I can't believe it.
Well, to be fair, we've had a lot off him already, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, and you put a lot back together, so you can't complain.
True.
Obviously, we've got two Fiat 500s here. Gollum is for this one, hopefully. I was going to try and repair the two, but I don't know the engine. I want to potch with him later. That sounds fucking wrong. I'll have it's a good car to practice things on. Tom can have a go and get stuck into the engine as well. So we'll have a look at that another day. Comment below what you should call this one.
Yeah, it's a good idea actually. I'd like to see some of them.
Yeah, comment below what you should call them. It's just for fun, guys. Like I said, this is Gollum because he's an ugly looking bugger, but he's helped out loads. Right, we're gonna get this wheel on. We're gonna do the spark plugs. Tom has now got to do that rear tyre. So this rear tyre is on the limit. So we're going to replace that because it's going to fail this MOT on that, I would imagine. Or yeah, it would. So we're going to replace this tyre with Gollum's. Unfortunately, a bald. So Gollum got nothing left to give. I don't think. What's this one like? This one's alright actually. No good luck. See that, Tom?
What?
No good because the wall of the tyre is all cracked, look. Yeah, they're all bald because we swapped them over to this one, and this one is a Michelin. So we'll swap that one out. We'll chuck a Michelin on it, feeling lucky. Right, so we're going to leave you, take that wheel off that one to chuck on that one. So we got 4 good tyres on that one, and that's good, right?
Alright.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Goodbye. Lovely. Suits you, Tom?
I think so.
So I just want to show you this. Cleaned up the back wheel, a bit of surface rust on them. So I've gone around and cleaned all the lower beam of all the surface rust and put in some protection. So it's all nice and clean. There's the car on the floor there. So hopefully it won't come up as an advisory on there. So the next thing I'm going to do is the spark plugs. It's the last thing of the service, and I've had a full service including timing belt as well.
If you have made it this far into the video, then wow, I hope you guys are bloody enjoying it. Thank you for all of your support on the recent uploads as well. It honestly does mean the world. If you fancy supporting what we do further and helping this channel out, then why not consider becoming a member of the Reviving Salvage family. Here's a big thank you to all of our current Valleys crew members for their continued support on this channel. And guys, I know I literally just said it and I always say it in every single one of these videos, but it honestly does mean the world to us. If you don't fancy becoming a member, then consider subscribing. It's free and it helps our little community grow.
That's all that's left now is obviously to test drive it and give it a damn good clean because it is dirty. And I've also got to fix this Arial as well. I've ordered a new Arial because I snapped that one trying to undo it because it was hit the ceiling. And not only that, can't open it in a minute, but inside that roof is really bad. The car is really dirty, really dirty. This is some sort of like tree sap on it or something, but we're gonna have to try and polish this all out. But we're gonna get it running now. We're gonna move these two out of the way and try and get Gollum back. I forgot his name. Couldn't remember his name. Get Gollum back in the corner. We're gonna have to push it up into the corner. That can drive up in the corner, and then we're gonna get this thing out and hopefully take it for a spin to make sure it's all okay. That was first gear. Take it for a spin. So the last time I drove this car, it had no gears at all. I struggled to get it home. I drove it about 2 miles to get it home. But hopefully now, we're going to take it for a quick spin. And hopefully it'll go for all the gears fine. What do you reckon?
I'll bloody hope so.
It's going into first and reverse now, so it's better than what it did before. It's driving nice.
It's feeling fruity, it's feeling fresh.
Clutch is really low as well.
It's quite a smooth drive, like, I think.
So in the fifth, you can't even hear the gear changes. They're that smooth.
What do you think about 2 bad boys in a Fiat? 2 bad boys in a Fiat! Look, flying, he loves them. He loves the 500s, man. He loves them, he lives for it, man. Don't know what's so funny, is it because we're driving a Fiat 500?
Could be it. So I'm happy with the way the car drives. The only thing with it that I can see is the steering wheel is not quite central with the front wheels, and I think it's got a bit of a drag when you turn in the wheel. So it's definitely going to need some sort of wheel alignment. Apart from that, it's driving really good. I'm well happy with the way it's driving. So we're going to take it back to the garage and then we're going to clean the car. About 10:15, I'm going to take the car. It's booked in for an MOT. Hopefully it'll pass with no issues, and then we can clean the car and get it up for sale. It's Easter weekend, and fingers crossed I can get this video out on Sunday afternoon. Alright, let's go. Right in the road to town. Get an haircut. Do you reckon it'll pass?
No.
Oh, confident there now. You've done most of the work on it, so
I'm hoping it'll pass. But
yeah, I mean, hopefully I can get it passed, get it up for sale now and by Sunday.
Who knows?
Yeah. So, believe it or not, the Fiat 500 has failed this MOT. It's failed on that lower arm I put in. I'm going to see if my mate Dave at Motorcare has got these in stock, so we can get a lower arm, chuck that on. I knew I should have bought a new one rather than putting a second hand one on. What's happening? So I put this on thinking it was okay, but looking at it, it's got a bit of play in it, and this is a little bit loose. The moral of the story is should have just bought new parts for it, and rather than put a second hand one on. So it's done now. That is done. The lower arm is all in place. I'm not doing anything with the top mounts or pin bushes. He weren't too sure what it was. It's been on advisory for the last year or 2 years on the MOT history. It can stay as an advisory. I've done the rest of the car. I've done a hell of a lot to this car. I'm not doing no more. Timing belt's looking sexy. I'm doing that. Suits you, Tom?
I like them.
Well, does it go into gear better than what it did when you first tried it?
Yeah, it's like a flashback. It's his, yeah, look at it.
Better, isn't it?
It's crazy.
There you are. But this car is looking really dirty. It looks terrible without no wheel trims on it.
Oh, this is my car, man. It doesn't. Yeah, I think it looks absolutely disgusting without the trims on it.
So before I do any more with the clean, I'm going to replace this bit now. So to do that, we've got to get underneath this here, and then we got 2 clips there. See them? And we should be able to get underneath it then. Whether you can see that or not. There's the Arial antenna that sticks through this roof. The cable just goes down there. So this is my replacement one. Hopefully that plug fits. So that's the little case that holds it in place. It's clipped in up there. So that's what it plugs into. You just unplug there. Just undone it from there. It should come off now at the top. So that's the old one. And this is a new one. Comes with that bit as well. This was £28 from Amazon, and the reason why I picked Amazon is because I wanted it to come next day really. So that bit goes on it like that, and then that screws into it to hold it tight and pull it down. Right, that is as tight as it'll go. So what I've got to do is just clip it back in, and then should clip in there. That's all gone back nice apart from the mould. Ignore the mould. That's all plugged in. Now if you look at that, that's not loose. No water's going to get in there now. It's common for these to leak here. That's lovely and tight that is now, and it's the seal. It's a nice seal around there. And now for this. That is a good replacement. See if it works, is it? Yes. There we are. Lovely. The only thing I would recommend is while I was tightening that up, it kept on pushing through the top, coming back out. So you need someone to hold that down while you do it up from inside. Apart from that, nice and easy to fix, and Another job ticked off.
This little Fiat 500 desperately needs a deep clean. All the trims and plastics are really dirty. This may look extreme, but it's the best way to clean a car. By removing the seats, you can get close to those hard to reach places a hoover can't. Not only that, I need to clean the roof lining as it's full of mould. To do that, I need as much room as possible, and removing the seats is the best way. Just remember to disconnect the airbag plugs from under the seats. With the seats removed, you can now see how much dirt is hidden. Just by going that extra mile, cleaning the car will pay off in the end when it comes to the sale. The more I look at this mould, I don't think it's from water ingress. I've seen this before when my wife used to spray the caravan with those fragrant sprays. The spray soaks into the fabrics and goes mouldy. I've seen this a lot in cars lately as well.
Right, this is going to take a lot more than just a little carpet vac. I need to spray this with something else and see if I can get this off, because it's not coming off very easy. I might have to scrub it a bit. So we'll see how we go.
Now, if you're a long time follower of the channel, then you would know that I'm no detailer, but I do try my best. You can clearly see how bad this wing and bonnet are. It's been resprayed and it hasn't been cut back and polished. Hopefully I can get it looking fresh again. This is where you need to take the time and make the effort. I can make a car mechanically sound, but if it doesn't look good in those sale pictures, then it's going to struggle to sell. This is the first time I'm really looking at the paintwork, and to be honest, I didn't realise how bad it really is. The paintwork is extremely flat and it has swirl marks all over it.
This is going to take all day, but what a difference. Now you can see me. So there's the wing and half the bonnet done. This side wasn't too bad. I'm just going to go over these quickly, that's all. This, and you can see, now if you look at that, you can see how flat this bumper is. Just done there. So I'm going to have a go at this bumper next. I'll just move my way around, but I'll probably just finish off his bonnet first, then bumper, and then I'm going to have to give a car another good clean over. This is just to get the shine up, and then we polish it up.
We picked this little Fiat 500 up as spares and repairs, and it didn't even drive. We took a risk because I knew deep down just how good this little car could be. But time hasn't been kind to this little car. The paint was faded, the interior was mouldy, it was in a real sorry state. With a lot of graft and a lot of patience and some serious teamwork, this little Fiat 500 looks as good as the day it left the factory. That purple metallic paint is now shining again. Cleaning that mouldy interior was tough. And don't get me started on that sticker glued to the dashboard, but with a heat gun nail varnish remover and a lot of determination, we got it back to how it should be. Funny how life works. 3 years ago, me and this car both went our separate ways, and here we are again, reunited for one last chapter. And yeah, maybe it's just a Fiat 500, but the journey, the effort and the process are exactly the same no matter what car you're working on. One day, we dream of working on bigger, more expensive builds. For now, Tom's just starting his journey in the car repairs, and watching him grow in confidence has been just as rewarding as bringing this little Fiat 500 back to life. We're just getting started.
We got to keep the bumper off first. You recording? Yeah.
So here's the final price breakdown.